This is Luke with Salt Strong, and we're going to talk about spinning reels for saltwater fishing. And we're going to talk about the ideal reels under $90. There's one in particular that I found that actually works surprisingly good at that price point. And just so you know, that any reel that inexpensive, I should say, is not going to be rated for saltwater, right? They're not going to be able to get dunked, of course. But there's some things we can do to make sure that even those reels that are designed for freshwater can actually last for many, many years. And this one in particular that I'm going to go through is now over 3 years old, has caught a ton of fish, and it's still super smooth. So as far as reels I've tested, just so you know, we're not sponsored by anybody. Just want to clarify that. We do not accept sponsorships from any company, regardless of how big they are. So the recommendation I'm going to give in this video is definitely not influenced by any company. And here you can just kind of see some of the reels I've tested. I'm a little bit embarrassed on how many reels I bought over the years. I have what some people call a little bit of a fishing problem, because that's not all. I still have this box and even some more back behind. So long story short, I've tested out a bunch of reels, and again, most reels under $100 really don't last very long. But one in particular, and it's this one right here. It's called the Legalis. Is the one that I've just been most impressed with overall, as far as just overall handling salt water. It's very smooth. It's light. I do a lot of casting. I use lures like 99% of the time, and this thing clocks in at 7.2 ounces, which is very light. And even though it's small, it still holds plenty of line for overslot snook. I even caught one of my biggest black drum ever on this reel, and it holds more than enough braid. Like, I usually use 10-pound braid, and it's like holds like 220 yards, which is more than enough. And it has a 22-pound drag on this puppy, which is obviously way more than is actually needed. But most of all, as you can see, this is I've been using this for at least 3 years, and it still can sit there and it's super smooth. And I even have my first one that I bought. This was before they upgraded it, and so this is at least 5 years old, even though the handle's a little bit beat up. But it's been through a lot of abuse, and even still, right, even a lot of brand new reels can't even rotate that many times without moving them. So really, this Legalis, if you haven't yet tried it, highly recommend. It's like $89.99, and at least so far, I haven't found anything at that price point that can touch it. So last but not least, let's talk about a maintenance tip. This is for all spinning reels. The key thing to make sure that you get as much life as possible is when you're cleaning it, never ever blow the water up from the bottom. That's going to push water up under the spool, and it can actually get in the gears. You always want to be spraying your water at the end of the day from either the top, or at least have it down. Never go from the bottom up. And I basically don't take the best care of my gear. I usually just rinse them down when they're in the vertical rod holders, and that's it. And even better than that is after you rinse it off with fresh water after use, get a dry towel and wipe it off, and that's going to help make sure that your reels last as long as possible. But again, if you're looking for a reel that is not designed for saltwater but works surprisingly good in saltwater environments, Legalis 2500, we have a good amount of them in stock at our online tackle store, fishstrong.com. So if you want to pick one up, I'll put a link for you down there. And if you have any other reels under $90 that you think should be talked about, or you think I should test out, please leave a comment down below. If there's enough comments, I'll actually go buy one and test it out. So thank you so much for your time and watching. We hope to see you again soon.